Hello, welcome to the Everyday Players podcast, Game Week 8, with your host Matthew Chan, the secret author Tony Buxton,
Good evening.
and the victor of the Ryan and Tony derby, Ryan Chan.
Hello, everyone.
Gentlemen, just before I delve in and ask you how it all went, just got a few things off the menu I just want to quickly go through. Right. So I've got a little bit of a brain teaser for yourself first. I've had this hell for since the first podcast, I think, and I've just had this guy, so it's guess the player.
Right.
But you've got the whole episode to think about it. And, in between intervals, I may just ask you, look, do you want clues and things like that? But I'll read out a list of clubs who he's played for. And then you've got to think about it for the rest of it. So, this player started his career at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Then went on to loan to Coventry, Newcastle, Leicester and Wigan. And also Vitesse.
Yeah.
He has also played for Crystal Palace and Sunderland. So don't reveal that. Obviously, have a think about that till the end of the show.
Yeah.
Just going to quickly go through the October tips of the month. So myself was victorious. I think that's the wrong one, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the week before, but here it is. Myself victorious, 59, Ryan 44, Tony on 33. Sterling and Ings both getting 25 apiece for myself. Mason Mount picking up 9. Jimenez carrying the boatload for Ryan, but with a late Harvey Barnes goal last week.
Yeah, done well there.
And then Tony, you had a bit of a late flurry with Pedence and De Bruyne.
I know Podence took his time, didn't he, to do something. Christ almighty. De Bruyne got an assist as well, I think. So, but yeah, I haven't really racked up enough there for the first punt of this.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's at least you've got it sorted. And then, Tony, I think you are a little bit of a curse because one of your picks, was that right? You went Antonio was injured. You then thought midweek, I will let you off. You picked Pulisic, and then he got injured. Do you want one more go?
Does that mean I can have another go? I think I deserve to. It's not my fault their bones are made of paper, is it? Can I have another go?
If you've got one to mind now, that's fine. If not, I'll ask you at the end.
No, I'll have a think because I don't want to say the one I'm going to use for my pick of the week. I have a pick of the week. I don't want to use him for it. So I'll have a little tinkle throughout while you're rabbiting on and that.
Exactly. I'll ask you at the end then. So, right, this week's picks of the month, picks of the week, sorry. Tony?
Ziyech. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Ziyech. I'll say that.
Close enough.
Ziyech, whatever. Anyway, yeah, he's my pick of the week. I feel like Lampard proper got his Chelsea squad click now, this formation. Well, not formation, but this lineup. Obviously, he's in it now, scoring last weekend. I reckon he could go on a little run here. So yeah, I think he'll be a good pick against Sheffield United on the weekend.
Yeah, I think he's boosted by the fact that I think Pulisic will be injured. Havertz caught coronavirus.
Yeah.
He'll be out for 2 weeks. So all the competition's, gone. So yeah, I don't see why not. Ryan?
Yeah.
I've gone Aubameyang. I know he's being a little bit out of form. Obviously, he scored against Man U. I know it was only Penner, but they're playing Villa at home. I think he's due a bit of good form. Villa have been conceding quite a bit, as we know. So yeah, so I've gone for Aubameyang.
And myself, I've gone for Geordie dancer, Callum Wilson.
All right.
I just think, Southampton highlight, he's perfect for a counter-attack team.
Yeah.
And Newcastle they just soak it up. They're quite tight and compact at the back. Southampton have all the possession and then bam, Wilson on the counter. He's away from home.
Yeah.
They're in good form, but I think he could do well.
It sounds simple, doesn't it?
Sounds that easy.
That easy, yeah.
Especially if Bruce has learned his lesson and finally listened to me and plays Ryan Fraser. He got subbed on within 10 minutes. He assisted him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did actually, yeah.
Like I've been saying for how many weeks? 8 weeks. Finally. There we go.
Well, that's it. Would it be Fraser or St. Maximan? That's the options at the moment.
Get him, man. Brian Fraser, he's better than him anyway, I think. Maximum's crap.
What's that with the Geordies, that, you know? He's the best player. He's their saviour, isn't he? St. Maximan.
Yeah.
He's the only decent player.
No, he's just fast at step over.
I don't mind him, mate. I think he's quite a funny lad on Twitter, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit of character, isn't he?
He's a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
There was that photo last year where it was like some lads, like just a Geordie lad, white, glasses, brown hair, and he was in his Newcastle shirt, like, I look like Alan St. Maximan. And I think he replied back proper with a laughing face, like, oh, I can't tell the difference to which one it is.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Pretty lad-like.
Right, anyway, down to nitty-gritty. So, gentlemen, how did it go last week? I'll go at Ryan first.
Yeah, so I suppose it went all right. I won in both leagues, got above average. I beat Tony. That's it. I beat Tony. So I just got over the line, to be honest, with Tony. I got Grealish in this week, and he was just like, he's the one who won me the game, really. Otherwise, yeah, I'd have been beat. But yeah, so happy I won them both anyway.
Yeah, and Tony, how do you feel about that? I lost to Ryan.
I'm fuming, mate, if I'm honest. I shot myself in the foot, right, went against my captaincy philosophy. That lost me points. Obviously, Ryan got Grealish in, which was a clever move. That also knackered me up a little bit. Yeah. Then I lost in the Pride League to second bottom, my cousin, who I live with. That's a hard one to swallow. He doesn't even barely look at it. Yeah. I have to remind him of that on the weekend. Like, if the game's on a Friday, make sure you get your team sorted and that. Like, and he's beat me.
Don't remind him this week, because I play him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not to watch this, I'm going to reveal my transfers.
No.
But yeah, absolutely dreadful. Both leagues, multiple players, multiple different factors. Just some terrible decision making by myself as well. Really, really, really bad week.
I suppose that captaincy, the fact you change your captaincy, done your in, didn't it? Really, the fact
that
you stick with Salah.
I spent that much time trying to trick you, talk absolute garbage to you. I got in my own head, thinking you go Salah captain, so I went Son, and it's just not worked. Like, I can't. I'm gonna have to even. I'm gonna put Salah back captain again, even against City. And I swear to God, I'm never changing him again. Like, I can't. I'd have been flying there. I'd have beat you, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you would.
Silly.
Yeah, but
don't kid it.
How much did you get in the end, Tony?
57.
You get 57, but
minus four.
Oh, you took the minus 4. Yeah, so so it wasn't just the minus 4 which done you in as well. Then it was actually 5 points in it.
Yeah, -4 for life, man. Took it a month in a row. I'm taking it again this week.
I thought you were taking -12. I was at 16.
No, not yet. I'm very close to binning a lot of them because, honestly, I'm fuming. I can't stand my defence, can't stand my keeper. I don't like having this much money up top, or I'm very, very close to binning them all, but not just yet.
It's a panic button being pressed, isn't it? You got sore hands.
My hands hovering.
Not much.
I know, because we were just on about you've had a bit of maturity, but now you've lost that first game. How do you really feel? Because you've been saying you're going to do -24 and you're going to transfer your whole team. And is this where the wheels come off?
No, I was just a bit angry at the time, I think, when I sent you that message. I think my tutor on this course, someone tried to tell me to do something. I didn't like it, put me in a bit of a mood. So I the bit smashing out on my fantasy team to punish him.
That'll show him.
That'll show him. See what you've done. Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, I know that. Like, you in the workplace, if your foreman tells you what to do.
Yeah, I'm in charge. I do what I want.
Book, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. Love it.
So here's Ryan's team here, 58 points. Do you want to just read it out, Ryan?
Yep. So I've got McCarthy, got me 3. Robertson, Justin got 2 each. Taylor with 1. Kilman 6. Sterling 3. Grealish 15. Son as captain 4. Salah 8. Ings 6. And Calvert-Lewin 8. So, yeah, 58 points. I'm just a bit gutted, to be honest, that Danny Ings has got injured as well. So he's, like, ruined my plans. I've had to, like... obviously I've took him out. I've actually got Kane in instead of Ings. I've got rid of Robertson now. I'm just sick of Liverpool constantly conceding all the time. He's not getting any attack and return. So I've subbed him for Zuma, which, so that freed me a bit of money to then upgrade Ings. I mean, I'm happy enough with my team, but I think I'm getting to the point now where I've got a few players who are sort of maybe out of form slightly. Obviously, Morpeth didn't play. I've considered getting rid of him. Obviously, I can change him to either Bamford or Wilson, probably. Either that, or I can downgrade him, maybe change to a 3-5-2 instead, just to free up a bit of funds, then upgrade Burke. A few different options at the minute. I was thinking about getting rid of Sterling as well. I've had him, and he just doesn't seem to be doing anything, but obviously you've got to prioritise different transfers. And then they've got good fixtures from game week 10. So I might just leave him in, to be honest. I think I'll just ride it out and hopefully he starts getting a few more goals and assists. And
he really annoyed you, Sterling, didn't he? I remember seeing that chat going wild. I was laughing my head off.
Yeah, I thought, you know what it is? Throughout the full season of my team, I've had Sterling and De Bruyne. So I've had 2 11.5 midfielders that literally haven't done anything. And it's so much money to just be wasting. I could have had say Zaha or someone like that, and just had loads of money spare as well. And I've just wasted some money on there, but at least I got the win in both leagues anyway.
It's how to stay patient with them, really. And just as you mentioned, Man City's fixtures do take a little bit of a turn after this week. They play Spurs the week after.
Yeah.
But then from there, they have got some very winnable fixtures. I think they play Fulham, West Brom, all very soon.
Yeah.
Maybe they're due to start, playing well. I think 9 goals they've only scored this year.
Yeah,
you think
something like that. Yeah, they've only been scoring 1 goal a game, I think, for the past few games and stuff. So, I mean, they've been doing all right in Champions League, been banging a few in, and then Jesus is back, so hopefully he might get a few goals, and then hopefully that could make Sterling a little bit more dangerous as well.
Yeah, De Bruyne got a couple of assists as well in the Champo, didn't he?
Yeah. He's always
maybe they're finding their feet, but they've got a tough run of games, obviously.
Yeah.
That's it. And with Robertson, then, so you've given up on him.
Yeah.
Like I said, it is a lot of money for a defender, for a Liverpool defender, not really keeping clean sheets. My only issue is I do think Liverpool will eventually get it right. Last year, they only kept 2 clean sheets in the first 10 games, for something like that. It wasn't until about November, December time. And then, after that, they did manage to keep clean sheets. He still gets about 180 points.
Yeah.
And with other defenders, they're not really keeping clean sheets anyways. He's just worth keeping in. There's no one, unless you upgrade your midfield or your strikers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got Zuma at the minute, and Chelsea have been keeping, they're the team who've been keeping a few clean sheets, haven't they, at the minute, since they've got this Mendy in as well. They are looking defensively a lot better, but yeah, that is a thing with Robertson. It could, bite me in the bum, as you say, getting rid of him, and then, it could suddenly, start getting clean sheets. But I just think with Van Dijk being out as well, it's just another thing. I just thought, they've just been conceding so much. I think I read a stat that since they actually won the title, no teams conceded as much as what they have.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? And then with Grealish, was it a case of just cancelling out Tony? So he's Tony's team. Did you just see that he had Grealish and thought, you know what, I'll just get him, then neutralises a threat?
I think, yes and no. It was between him and Zaha, but the fact I thought that they were playing Southampton at home, I just thought you just take it one game week as it comes, and it just happened the fact that Tony had him as well, to be honest. So yeah, it was always going to be Grealish over Zaha.
Yeah, and he's your team here, Tony. Then 57 minus 4, 53 points. Do you want to just read that out?
Yeah. So I had Ryan in goal, 0 points. Justin 2, Matty Cash -1, comical. Walker Peters 1, Son 4 as captain, Salah 8, Grealish 15, Lookman 2, Callum Wilson 12, Kane 6, Calvert-Lewin 8.
Yeah, okay. And you were quite a bit behind, actually, Ryan. So you did well to claw it back. Once you got Wilson, you got the 12 points. And then once Kane scored that early penalty, you did have Ryan rattled like on the ropes, thinking you're going to make
a point. I think when Kane scored, I was like doing all the calculations in my head as you do. I was thinking, right, another 60 minutes, there's 1 point. He'll get 3 bonus, there's another 4. And I'm thinking, you'll only need like 2 off Lookman or something like that. And then I just thought Kane's going to get at least another goal or assist or something like that at the end of the game. And then he hit the post, didn't he, from about 2 yards out?
Yeah, he hit the post. I brought Lookman in as my free transfer because I just had a feeling about Fulham, considering who they were playing, that they might net a few. Obviously they did, but he had 0 involvement, which was a shame. And then just before the actual game week started, I thought, I'm going to take -4 and try and predict another little like point scorer, which was Wilson, and he delivered, but it wasn't enough to get me there. Kane's, like you just said, if he got the other one, maybe. Matty Cash, I'm done, mate. Right, -1. What is he playing at? He's been stuck on my bench, and yeah, a few times he's got the points, and like I should have had him playing, and I like him. Like I go on about him quite a bit, as you know. But I put him in. I give him the chance. He had to step up and do the job, and he got -1. In fact, no, I didn't even play him. Did I? Came off the bench again to get this 1 point.
And then you had Lamptey on the bench as well. I got 9.
Yeah.
Did you consider playing him?
Another one. Yeah, he's another one. I'm absolutely sick to the back teeth of, like, he does nothing and then he gets 9 points there. That would have secured the win as well, I think, and brought me a lot closer to Callum.
Yeah.
Walker Peters 1 point. It's the same problem I have each week with my defence. The ones I'm putting on the bench are scoring. Like, I'm just not judging it right. I'm just getting it completely wrong every week. Obviously, Ryan in goal got nothing. He didn't start, which didn't really make a difference anyway because he's not getting anything. I don't know what I was thinking putting him in. I had to get rid of Pope and I chose him. I don't know what I was thinking doing that. It's pointless. I'm suffering because of it. I want Mendy. That's who I want as my keeper, but I can't justify taking a minus for a goalkeeper.
Yeah. It as well that everyone in the big money league was dead happy that I won, that I finally beat you and got rid of that. Everyone's like, "Oh, get in, Shan, beat Boston." Even Matty Chan need to get taken down.
Yeah. Tell you what, Tony. Me and you are like 2 men being hunted down. You know, his friends are all messaging. They're all saying, "Oh, Luke Flem, he's been saying, oh." Go triple captain, use it for a year, and all this. All I just want to say to Luke is, it's nice to have you up at this end of the table because you've been missing for the last 3 years. We put the posters out, we put the signs out and everything.
Well, that's us losing a subscriber now.
I've been getting the information, then feeding out to Matthew, and then just seeing what Matthew says, and just proper stirring a pot.
Shocking, man. Now I'm gonna. I could take that loss from you, Ryan, because now I might be out there radar a bit. They can focus on just slamming your brother a bit, and I'll just stay pretty in the playoffs for now.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then going on to our topic, then I seen there's Saiss on the bench.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a team of the week who we want to talk about. This week we've gone for Wolves. Go on then. Solve the Saiss problem.
Go on, Tony.
You want me to go first? Yeah, so obviously it's massively confusing this because he's like 3rd highest point scorer, but maybe what I'm thinking is obviously he's a great fantasy Premier League choice, but on the pitch, maybe not so much because of these new signings that Wolves have. They're offering more, as in going forward, than Saiss ever would. Yeah, he'll probably get you 1 or 2 goals, maybe like 3 goals a season if he's like lucky. But he's not going to get you the assists in that, is he? And these new wing backs that are flying forward are pushing him out the team a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah. I think what it is with Saiss, obviously, there's him and Kilman who are sort of competing for the left centre back position, but then Saiss is also, because he can play left like wing back, but he's then competing with Marcel and that Nouri, and they're like more traditional left wing backs, and I think going forward they're definitely a lot better. So I think it's just sort of like he's a bit of a utility player, isn't he? I know in the past he can play like midfield and stuff and like that as well.
Yeah.
And it could be a downfall to him that he's not specialised in one position in their system. I mean, to be honest, I think that they'll end up playing him left centre back, I think, instead of Kilman, like at some point. But I think that Kilman's been playing that well at the minute that they're just like they can't take him out yet.
Yeah, he's still pretty solid. They're probably just worrying about not scoring enough because the only goal they've conceded in the last 4 matches was just after not just after, but he got subbed off in that game.
Yeah. And
then they conceded after it. So it's one of them, innit? He's a mint defender, but they want people who can go forward better.
That's it. I think you hit the nail on there. There's a bit too much competition now with all the Wolves defenders. Yeah. Like you're saying, Nouri, Kilman, Marcel. It seems like it's going to be one or the other of Kilman and Saiss. When, I had double Wolves defenders, Kilman and Saiss, and I was hoping that they'd both play. And now this Nouri's on the scene. Yeah. It's just created like another problem in that Wolves defence that they're going to get rotated a bit too much.
Yeah.
We've done a little bit of a poll a couple of hours ago. What are people's thoughts on the Saiss problems? And 52% of the vote have said they're replacing it for another Wolves defender. 10% are keeping. 19% have gone for Cresswell because Cresswell seems to be the popular opinion. And Zuma, 19% also. And what was it, Ryan? You had like a little bit of a stat between the Saiss to Kilman transfer. Was that right?
Yeah, so I had a look to see. I think Saiss is the 5th most transferred out this game week, and 28% of people are getting Zuma instead. 15% are going for Kilman, and then 14% are going for Cresswell, and then the rest I didn't exactly look at. But yeah, so most people are going for Zuma.
Yeah. There's a couple of players being like overlooked as well, isn't it? Like seems there's a few different players that people are going for, but I'm liking Hector Bellerin, mate, because he's getting points, and Arsenal are the type of team that can keep a few clean sheets. I'm debating him myself. And I like Vestergaard, even though he's not like a wing back for Southampton, but they keep clean sheets. Scoring, he gets in for the corners and scores quite often. I think he's another decent option too.
Yeah, he buried me this week actually. Yeah. That Harry had Vestergaard, and when I seen him score, I was like, no way. But apparently he gets a few goals, so
yeah. I was going to tip him last week. I had him on my notes and everything, saying he's got 8, 6, 6, 8, 4.5 mil, and I just didn't even mention it. But yeah,
there's multiple options, but I don't just think like the problems with Wolves are in the defence. Obviously, they're in decent form, but I'm not convinced with Wolves at all comparing them to last year. I don't think Neto and Podence are good enough for the standard that Wolves have set. I think Traore is still by far their best winger. He's barely getting a look in. Last season, him and Jimenez together were their main threat. But when you compare Traore and Jota from last year as their wingers to Neto and Podence, there's a massive difference in quality and ability, I think.
I think Neto and Podence, the good players, the neat players, they can create a few things, but when you put them in comparison, they've lost Jota. There's like a 10-goal a season man there. How well he's doing.
Yeah, I think they've only scored one each actually, Podence and Neto. I do actually think they're good players, but I think sort of with Traore, he's like the fear factor, isn't he? if you're in the team and you're looking at the lineup, you're looking to see, oh, damn, Traore's playing. And I think without him, there's not much of a fear factor. There's no one to fear on that team. Really.
Yeah, they've lost a bit of, even though they're good players, they've lost a lot of goals in the team this summer with Jota, like we mentioned. Even Traore got a few last year. And even Matt Doherty, he was like a threat from right back.
Yeah.
Because he got in the right areas in the box. And it doesn't look like he's going to replicate that at Spurs, but there's still a good 6-7 goals a season for Wolves there. And now they did rely on Jimenez a lot anyway for the, bulk of the goals.
Yeah.
But I think it's even more, and until Podence and Neto show that they can get like 7 to 10 goals a season, I think they're going to struggle, because they're going to struggle to blow teams away, essentially.
Yeah, I just don't think they have much goals now. And I think it's quite funny that Traore hasn't started a game since they got beat at West Ham. And I think the fact that they've got Semedo in, that's just like, it's got rid of his Traore's game time altogether. I think like since then, obviously since Semedo's came in, they started one game together at West Ham. Then Semedo started them all. And Traore hasn't started any. Because I know before that, Traore was playing as like a right wing back. So they were playing Podence and Neto as well. And Traore was operating at like the right wing back. So he moved them back there. And then since Semedo's came in, Traore just hasn't got a look in, really.
Yeah, it's the complete wrong move for Bruno. Probably one of my favourite managers in the league. I just don't like it. Like, we know as Borough fans by having Traore there, he needs to be playing regularly to get the best out of him. You can't just drop him and start putting him in for 10, 15 minutes. I don't think that works for Traore. I think you see the best of him when he's getting consistent game time. And even still, he shouldn't have to compete for it. He's probably one of the best players. He's offers so much that other players can't offer even in that Premier League. He needs to be starting over Podence or whichever side he's going to play on that on the right.
But we're probably obviously a little bit biased towards him because he's from Borough and purest display, and we're all like, oh, it's like watching your own son, isn't it? Like watching him do well. So we're probably biased towards him, but
maybe a little bit. But you've seen it last year, how much he was smashing it. I think it's a fact they didn't. I don't know how much time they had after the Jota deal, but they didn't get a replacement who's as good as Jota, or at least up there. Like we've constantly said about Neto and Podence, they are good players, but they're just not what I'd expect to see at Wolves as their first starters after the standard they've set over the previous couple of seasons. You expect better players there.
Yeah, maybe Bruno Espirito Santo. He's thinking maybe they're ready to make that step up, and he's not afraid to change his team. Our Bruno, is he? He changes the formation a lot. Traore, he didn't start the first year, and he started him all the time. And he's a bit of a tinker man, actually, Bruno. So who knows? We hope he plays Traore, but
well, he needs to if he wants to do well.
Yeah, and like we were saying, that Newcastle game, they were the only team in it, and because they can't blow teams away, they let Newcastle hang in the game. They had one chance at free kick, they scored, and they got punished for it.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's still one of my favourite teams to have especially defence. Fantasy League, I think they're vital to have in defence. So solid. And actually, what we haven't touched on, they've got some hard run of games actually. So I'll show you here. So Leicester, Southampton, Arsenal, Liverpool all in the next 4. Then they've got Villa, Chelsea, Burnley, Tottenham, then Man U. So it's a lot of red on the fixture difficulty rating on there. But I'm tempted, just because they are Wolves, I think they'll still keep a few clean sheets in there.
Yeah, I think they will. I'll just keep them in. I'm quite glad that I've got Kilman as well instead of Saiss, where I'm not in a debate of getting rid of him. At the end of the day, he's only 4.2, 4.3 million now. So I'm just going to keep him in. And if he plays, jackpot.
Yeah, well,
I'm not convinced, mate. I'm really not convinced with them at all. I can see them struggling a little bit midway through and towards the back end, I reckon they'll be like a 9th or 10th. I don't reckon they'll get near that Europa spot this year.
Well, they're doing well at the moment, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, they are in current good form, but it's not convincing by the way they play for me when the bigger teams come. Like, normally, we'd always say Wolves are the type of team that can beat anyone, no matter how good they are, and then lose to anyone, whereas I'm just not convinced going forward this season that they're going to be able to take down the big dogs.
You know what it is? If they had Traore playing, they'd be up there first, second, third, wouldn't they?
The fact you even said second or third annoys me. First, you had it right when you first started talking.
And now touching on Wolves, here it is. So, I mean, I had this dream team of Saiss and Kilman getting me off to the perfect start this Friday night, and when Saiss was dropped, it lost its effect there. It was double Wolves, but it's going to be one or the other, it looks like, Saiss or Kilman. I think leave Kilman in there for now, because he's doing well, but ultimately, I think Saiss might get his place back, just not at the moment. He's my team though anyway, 44 points. McCarthy with 3, Robertson 2, 6 for Kilman, 2 for Justin, Salah with 8, Jorginho with 1, Fernandez with 2, Son 4 as captain, Brewster 2, Calvert-Lewin 8, Kane with 6. What I just want to say about my team is, I mean, I've been doing very well up until the last 2 weeks, and I think just needs a bit of cosmetic surgery now. It's kind of like the face is starting to sag and it's starting to wrinkle, and it just needs to see the surgeon again, and it just needs a bit of a facelift. You know what I mean?
I think as well, like I bet you got Jorginho, the fact that he was on penalty duties, and then obviously Werner last night took 2 pennies, and looks like he'll be the penalty taker now. So he probably will need a bit of a facelift, as you say.
Chance therefore getting Callum Wilson in. I know I can just see it.
No,
he always copies off me. He lets me take the risk by getting someone in, and if they do well, he copies me. That's how Chan works.
Well, I tell you what, it's crossed my mind that I might have to start going to 3 forwards, but maybe I'll just give it one more, because my main priority is size, the size problem, and I've wrote down here 5 solutions to what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think about it. So number 1,
I know you do.
Number 1, just the bog standard, go to Conor Cody, like for like, in Wolves. Even cost a bit cheaper, more secure players in the team as well.
Nailed on.
Number 2, upgrade to Semedo, but then I'd have to downgrade Salah, Rodriguez, or obviously Jorginho, which could be quite likely.
Yeah.
Number 3, what we touched on, Aaron Creswell. Popular choice on Twitter, has gone up to 5.1. Is a like for like. He's got some good games. Fulham, Sheffield United, and Villa.
Yeah.
Takes the set pieces as well. Corners, free kicks. West Ham, they're a big team. They do score a lot of set pieces. Yeah. Soucek, Balbuena. Even people like Ogbonna, that he gets his nut on the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, and even Antonio, obviously he's injured, but number 4, my mate Kufal. Vladimir Kufal or Sufal.
Yeah.
Mentioned him last week. He's cheaper, 4.5. Got 2 assists in the 4 games. Could get him, and then I could upgrade somewhere else. And number 5, obviously the most boring thing, the patient thing, wait it out. So, out of them options, go on, you try and sell me. What do you think?
None of them. None of them. Do I have to pick one of them options?
Well, what would you suggest then?
Hector Bellerin or Vestergaard?
Nah, I don't like him. He's a little boy.
Yeah. He's dog rotten and he grows ponytails. He's an absolute whopper to his core. But if your brother's right about Aubameyang coming into form, he assists him a canny bit, and Arsenal can keep clean sheets.
How about Willy Bolly? Is he much of an upgrade?
He's 5.5, so he would have been like that Semedo thing.
So a bit like Semedo, because I was thinking probably him if it was similar price, because he can actually score off set pieces and that. I don't think Conor Cody scores like at all really. But I'd probably just go safe with Conor Cody if it doesn't require too much more. If getting like Semedo requires too much shuffling around, I just go Conor Cody.
Yeah, And surprisingly, I mean, I lost this week to Harry. Give it the Keegan meltdown and everything, and he was the Alex Ferguson who came away victorious. It's just typical, isn't it?
It was his class, man.
That was it. I mean, we'll go through some of the leagues then now.
Why are you doing that? Gives another clue for your question.
Yeah, I'm stumped with this.
He's a defender.
Right.
I need another one.
Right.
So he's Dutch.
Right.
He's the league table here for the helmet polishers, the big money league. Seven unbeaten for Matthew Chan, alone by himself, 21 points. How about it?
Fleming.
I'll tell you what, I've been saying to Ryan, may as well book my playoff place in there already, I think.
Get the hotel booked.
Can't wait.
Get the night in Wembley booked.
Can't wait.
By, Trafalgar Square. Tony Buxton in third there, 16 points. Ryan Chan, 7th with his big win last week against Tony. Now, quickly go through the Stanhope Cup stuff. Here we go.
I'm still thinking about this Dutch centre.
I know. How long ago was it?
Right, there we go. So, Stanhope Cup. Ryan Ainsley out on top, wins the battle of the unbeaten of the two unbeaten Geordies. 7 wins for Ryan Ainsley. Big win for Harry Aikenhead against myself in the top of the table clash. He's now banging 3rd. Myself in 5th. Ryan in 7th. Tony, after that loss, dropped down to 12th, but only 2 points off the playoffs. Here we are. October, Manager of the Month, of course, and the Rudy Gestede Award winner. So I'm just going to do a bit of a reading for yourself here. October Manager of the Month, Ryan Ainsley. A dream start for Ryan Ainsley, who continues his fantastic form by beating his main rival, Steve Clarkson, in a battle of the undefeated managers last week. The A-trainers continue to roll on, making it a magnificent 7 games in which he has been victorious. Also, the joint highest scorer in the league in October, scoring 424 points, making him the unanimous Manager of the Month. Not bad for a 33-1 rank outsider. The Rudy Gestede Award, Nathan Marr. Neymar's been one of a disappointing performance by his standard, and like his namesake, has a tendency to flop. The only person to lose all 4 games, whilst also being last in the form table, losing his last 5 games, ultimately has resulted in a deserved Rudy Gestede Award winner. Okay, so with all that,
yeah,
have you got? Do you think you've got the person?
I've got it. I have got it.
Yeah.
The funny
I like Mr. Google.
No. But the funny thing is, I searched this player before I was going to reveal it because I thought it'd sound stupid. But I did think of this person in my head. I searched it.
I'm not having it.
I know
I am not having it. I'm not having it. He Googled it.
No, I didn't Google it though. I did think of the player.
Yeah.
I did think of the player.
What was his name?
Dutch. He said Dutch, but I'm so surprised he's played for some of these. So that's why I was like, surely it's not him. But I knew he played for some of them.
Right, okay.
Right.
Tony, have you got it? We've probably got like a quick 1 minute or 2.
I don't know. I need more. How long ago was it?
Still plays now.
Still plays now, yeah.
Left back.
I don't know.
Right, can I guess?
Do you want to put him out of his misery?
Patrick Van Aanholt.
Patrick Van Aanholt is correct.
He did not play for Chelsea, did he? What? Is it? Not having it. Didn't know he played for them. And plus, you've Googled it. You've cheated. So I'm not letting you take a point for that whatsoever.
No. To be fair, right, I didn't know he played for like a load of them clubs. But when he said Dutch centre, Dutch defender, right, and then said Palace and Sunderland, I was thinking, literally, the only person I can think of is Van Aanholt. To be honest, I didn't know he played like Newcastle or Coventry, Leicester. I didn't have a clue about any of that. I'm quite surprised he's played for Sunderland and Newcastle, to be honest. It's quite, you don't get many of them players.
Yeah, I tell you what, that'll be another quiz question then, won't it?
I won that. That was a really hard one.
Him and Jack Colback.
Yeah.
Or two play for Newcastle. There's probably loads back
there's
in
probably
the
a few more, but I can't think.
60s and 50s and things like that. But no, that's great. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on for this podcast on Bonfire Night. Any plans?
Nothing for me.
Fireworks.
Loads and loads of fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah, I'm going egging as well.
Me as well, you never grow out of it.
Well, and garden hopping, hedge jumping, the lot, man.
Hey. Well, thank you very much. Obviously, don't forget to give us a like on Facebook and Twitter, Everyday Plays FPL, and Instagram. We're on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and like you found the other day, right, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, so it's an Apple podcast as well, yeah.
So you iPhone listeners, you new iPhone 12 buyers, have a listen. Goodbye. See you later.
Yeah.
Not having it. Didn't know he played for them, and plus you've Googled it, you've cheated, so I'm not letting you take a point for that whatsoever.
No, to be fair, right, I didn't know he played for like a load of them clubs. But once he said Dutch defender, right, and then said Palace and Sunderland, I was thinking, literally, the only person I can think of is Van Arnold. To be honest, I didn't know he played like Newcastle or Coventry, Leicester. I didn't have a clue about any of that. I'm quite surprised he's played for Sunderland and Newcastle, to be honest. It's quite, you don't get many of them players.
Yeah, I tell you what, that'll be another quiz question then, won't it?
That was a hard one, that. That was a real hard one.
Him and Jack Colback.
Yeah.
Or two play for Newcastle. There's probably loads back
there's
in
probably
the
a few more, but I can't think.
60s and 50s and things like that. But no, that's great. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on for this podcast on Bonfire Night. Any plans?
Nothing for me.
Fireworks.
Loads and loads of fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah, I'm going egging as well.
Me as well, you never grow out of it. Well,
and garden hopping, hedge jumping, the lot, man.
Hey. Well, thank you very much. Obviously, don't forget to give us a like on Facebook and Twitter, Everyday Plays FPL, and Instagram. We're on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and like you found the other day, right, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, so it's an Apple podcast as well, yeah.
So you iPhone listeners, you new iPhone 12 buyers, have a listen. Goodbye. See you later.
Yeah.